Begin your photo story by going to the Applications menu and opening Photostory 3 for Windows. As this opens, to begin a new story, click on the Radio tab next to Begin a New Story and then click Next. At this point, you're going to begin importing your pictures and arranging them on the timeline at the bottom. To import your pictures, click on Import Pictures, and then you will need to navigate to the S drive, S shared, and then to the LMC folder, and then to your class period, and finally your group. Once you find the pictures that you would like, you should only have 4 or 5 depending on your group number. Highlight them all by dragging and lassoing all of them. You can also hit Control A, that will select all of them, and then click OK. This will then import all of the pictures. At this point, if you need to move the pictures around, you can grab it and move it, and it will pop it to where you move it to. Once you have the pictures in the order that you would like them, you can then click Next. We're not going to be typing any text on our slides because the text is already there. Click Next. At this point, you'll begin narrating your pictures. When you're ready to narrate, have your paragraph in front of you, and then click the Record button. It will ask you a question about your microphone. Say no. It will then begin recording. You can see your time right here is moving up. When you're done, you can click Stop. If you would like to preview it, you can click the Preview tab, and it will bring up your story. And it will allow you to listen to what you have recorded. At the bottom, you'll see this little tiny icon right here. That means that there is sound recording with that slide. When you're ready to go to the next one, you'll click on the next slide, and then from here, the next person can begin recording, obviously by clicking the button and again saying no to the question, and then beginning their recording. After you stop it and preview it, if you've decided that you really don't like it, folks, there has to be a major error in it for you to not like it. Click this button and it will ask you, are you sure that you want to delete it? Then you can click yes. But remember, we have a lot of people to get through recording and not a lot of equipment. So you need to make sure that you know your paragraph very well before you begin recording, because really we would like you to get it done in one recording session. Once you've done all that recording, you're going to click Next. If you've chosen for some reason not to record, this is where you would add your music by clicking Create Music and then creating the different types of music that you might like. Obviously, you'll go through and listen to that and add it if you would like. If you have done a voice recording, skip the music recording section. Click Next. At this point, it's asking you, what do you want to do with your story? Do you want to save it? Where do you want to save it? And how do you want to save it? There are 2 ways to save your story. The first one is to save the project. This is most important. You need to save the project. The only way to be able to edit a photo story is if it is saved as a photo story project. I'm going to click Save Project. It will attempt to put it into whoever is logged in. It'll attempt to put it into your My Videos. As we have been doing with everything else in this project, we are going to save it on the S drive, in S shared, LMC, find your teacher and period, and your group number. And now you're going to label it Group A. And notice how it is saving it as a WP3. That's an editable photo story. And then you'll click Save. At this point, you can click cancel if you are going to be going back and editing it. If you are completely done and ready to turn it in, you will click next at this point, and it will save your story. Before you click next, double check the location. Notice this is trying to save it in My Videos. You need to browse, and this one's a little different. We want you to put it on the Hand In folder. So you're going to go to Hand In, that's the iDrive. You're going to find your teacher, find your class period, and then you will label it Group A. It will be saving as a Windows Media Video File, or WMV, and then you can click Save and Next. Notice how it says Jerome period 2 group blah blah blah. That is because it is saving it to the Hand In drive. Make sure that you've changed that before you click the Next button. This will then build your story, and you will see that you can view your story, or you can create another, or you can simply just exit. At this point, I'm going to exit. I want to show you how to actually get back into it if you need to edit your story. As I said, the only way to edit a story is to have saved it as a Photostory project file. So you will click Edit a Story, or Edit a Project. Click on Next. You will need to navigate to your folder on Shared, Student Shared, S Shared, LMC, and I'll continue to use the same group. And as you can see, here it is, and you can open it. At this point, you can go in and you can edit your story. So that's how to create, save, edit, and turn in your photo story.